Shalom, this is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. It is the 18th day of the fourth Hebrew month. It is Tuesday, July the 31st, 2018. I'm making a video. It's kind of different from my typical Torah-centered videos, only because I feel like Yah has been leading me in this direction for the last day or two, that I've been uncovering some stuff that just has been really mind-blowing. The scriptural justification for why I'm doing this is, of course, found in the Gospels, where Yahshua says it is better. Let me go back. Actually, I was going to quote the verse about it's better not to have been born. If someone causes one of the little ones to stumble, which is referencing children, then that person should have a millstone tied around their neck and be cast into the sea. Well, that's what Yahshua says about those who cause the little ones to stumble. And no one causes little ones to stumble more than pedophiles. Okay, we're talking about human adults who are sexually attracted and have sex and rape little children, which is an absolute abomination. Sick, sick, sick. In my opinion, any type of pedophile should be hung publicly. So what I've discovered is that the pedophilia that's going on in Hollywood and amongst very famous people is a lot more prevalent than what I thought. I had always suspected pedophilia was going on in elements of Hollywood, but didn't know it was as mainstream as this. So a couple of days ago, I stumbled upon a YouTube video by a gentleman named Isaac Cappy. He's not a really well-known actor. He's only been in a few things. He played a minor role in Thor and Terminator Salvation. So he's not really a well-known actor, but he recently decided to come out just a few days ago and expose pedophiles. He is a close friend with the actor Seth Green. Seth Green, who is a Jew, who is an actor, and Seth Green confessed to Isaac Cappy. They were both close friends. Seth and his wife Claire, both close friends with Isaac. Isaac would go over there and have game nights and game days and hang out at Seth's house. And Seth basically showed Isaac, opened up a library. I think it was a library shelf. Don't quote me on this. I'm just recalling from what I watched from Isaac's interviews and from Isaac's the videos he's put up on Periscope. And it showed a secret room with a bed, and Seth basically, in a joking around manner, said, he loved children. And then later confirmed that he really was really sexually attracted to children. And of course, Isaac was just sickened by this and has now decided to go public. And Isaac, being involved in Hollywood in, at least in some way, form or fashion, he's not really an actor anymore. In fact, I think he says he's now pursuing his being a musician. But he knows about a lot of this stuff that's going on. So he had first-hand knowledge of Seth Green and his wife Claire being pedophiles. And he's also confirmed other long-standing rumors that I didn't even know about, such as Steven Spielberg, the famous director. This one shocked me. Steven Spielberg is a pedophile. He actually murdered Heather O'Rourke, who was the little girl that played in the Poltergeist movies, which is those horror movies that Steven Spielberg made back in the 80s. Heather O'Rourke died very young at age 12. And if you go to the Wikipedia, it says that she died from a bowel obstruction, which is very unusual. But basically, she was raped, anally raped, by Hollywood pedophiles, by Steven Spielberg himself, and she died at the age of 12. So Steven Spielberg has been exposed as a pedophile by Isaac. And then through me sort of digging more on who this Isaac Cappy is, I discovered a woman named Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, who evidently several months ago, she exposed Tom Hanks, which again really shocked me because Tom Hanks is, one of my favorite actors. I really have always enjoyed his movies like Forrest Gump. But Tom Hanks raped her and is a pedophile. Actually bought her from her dad. Sick stuff. And so she's exposing him on her Twitter feed. And then there's another woman named Fiona Barnett, who's from Australia, who was sexually abused and raped as a child amongst many higher ups in Australia by Richard Nixon himself. But she was brought over to the United States as a young girl, was brought into the Bohemian Grove, which some of you know about, which is where they do a lot of occultic stuff. And Billy Graham, the evangelist, raped her. Now, Fiona herself, you can look her up. She testifies that she's a Christian, that she is born again, that she loves Yahshua Jesus. I believe her. Sarah retweets scriptures on her Twitter, so she's probably a Christian. And then I know I've watched Isaac Cappy now. I've watched several of his videos now over the last couple days, and I believe him. I mean, you look into his eyes, and he has no reason to lie. He has no reason to lie whatsoever. And here's one of the most compelling evidences against these people. You know, if someone accused me of being a pedophile, my instant reaction would be, no way. And I would publicly deny it. And then I'd go after the person who made the accusation, try to find out what the hell they were thinking. You know, that would be a normal reaction, I think, for most innocent people. But what's telling is that Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, Seth Green, all these people, they're not responding. They're not responding to Isaac Cappy. They're not responding to Sarah Ruth Ashcraft or Fiona Barnett. They don't respond to these accusations, which to me is a sign of guilt. Because if someone is actually accusing you of being a pedophile and it's not true, you actually can sue them. And I'm not talking about suing them for money. I understand these individuals may not have a lot of money, but you can sue them for defamation of character, for libel, for slander, and you can actually get them to shut down. They could shut you down for saying things like that. Obviously, if anyone falsely accuses you of being a pedophile, you're gonna sue them. You're gonna go to court. You're gonna at least go after them and make a public response and deny it. That to me would be a legitimate, logical, reasonable response from an innocent individual who's being falsely accused. But these people, they're not responding. They just ignore it. They ignore it, or they act like they don't know what's going on. So these people, as far as I'm concerned, I believe Isaac Cappy. I believe Sarah Ruth Ashcraft. I believe Fiona Barnett. You can look these people up yourself. I'll put links on below this video. You do your own research, but as far as I'm concerned, these people are telling the truth. And Meryl Streep has also been implicated as a pedophile, along with Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. You actually can find that those three individuals are together quite a bit. So this pedophilia, I mean, from Billy Graham, who I know is now dead, he raped this little girl, Fiona Barnett, when she was a little girl, to Tom Hanks, to Steven Spielberg. I mean, it's just sick. It's sick how mainstream it is all through Hollywood, and even Billy Graham, who's supposedly a wonderful evangelist. Give me a break. So there's not really any motive for these people to lie. They're not making any money off of this. Isaac is basically being blacklisted in Hollywood because of this. So there's no reason, there's no motive for them to lie. Someone contacted Corey Feldman, who was the young kid that starred in Goonies, and Corey evidently knows a lot about the pedophilia going on with like Steven Spielberg and things like that. But Corey has chosen to stay silent, and so someone actually asked, "Hey Corey, are you going to join with Isaac and expose these pedophiles?" And Corey wound up blocking that person on Twitter. So Corey Feldman is basically a loser. He knows all this truth that's going on, but he doesn't want to expose these pedophiles. And if you go on Google, you'll find that there's like now starting to be some spin where they're saying like, how dare YouTube and Twitter allow these accusations to go forward? Well, why not? I mean, if these are false accusations, there are means that these individuals can take to defend themselves. They can sue they can sue Isaac, they can sue Sarah, they can sue Fiona, they can publicly come out and say, hey, I am sickened by these accusations that are false, which is what I would do, but no, they're silent. They don't say a thing. To me, that means they're guilty. So I believe them, and I think these people need to be exposed. I hope they are exposed. I'm a huge movie buff, so I've loved, watching Steven Spielberg films, and Tom Hanks movies, Meryl Streep. But now it's like, I don't even want to watch their stuff anymore if this is actually true, and I believe it is. So I'm just putting this out here. I would actually love to interview Isaac Cappy. I don't think I sent him an email to his media consultant, but I don't think he's going to let me interview him because I only have 2,500 subscribers and my videos usually only get like a few hundred views. So probably won't be able to reach a lot of people, but I would still love to interview him just to find out, pick his brain a little bit more and find out. But anyway, he said the Holy Spirit led him to do this, and I think he's absolutely right. Yahshua himself said that everything would be exposed. He said, shout up on the rooftop because everything hidden in darkness will be exposed. These people are unrepentant. They are wealthy, they are rich, and they think they can get away with it, and it's not right. Everyone should agree. Everyone should agree that pedophilia is sick, it's wrong, and a convicted pedophile should be publicly executed, as far as I'm concerned. That should be like a no-brainer. So I don't know how many videos I'm going to make about this subject, but I just wanted to get this out here to contribute to the conversation and to expose what's going on. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. Website is spiritandtorah.com. Oh, the one other thing I wanted to say about this, which I think is sort of the unique thing I can bring to the conversation, is that Seth Green, who's a Jew, Steven Spielberg, who's a Jew, there's a lot of Jews in Hollywood. A lot of these Jews who don't know Messiah, they read and study and they follow the Talmud. And the Talmud actually condones child sex. The Talmud should be burned. It is a disgusting document. Now, this is not anti-Semitical. Anyone who knows me, I'm a Messianic Hebrew roots believer, and I promote the Torah, and I promote Yahshua and the Hebrew roots of the Christian faith. So I'm definitely not anti-Semitic or anti-Israel in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of Orthodox Jews and Jews who don't know Messiah, they do follow Talmud, and Talmud promotes child sex. So it's no wonder that Steven Spielberg and Seth Green and these Jews that are in Hollywood are into pedophilia, because that's what the Talmud teaches. And that's what is so dangerous about the Talmud and how sick it is. So these things need to be exposed. They need to come to light and be exposed, because the Talmudic Judaism is destroying people's lives, particularly little children. All right, this is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. Website is spiritandtorah.com. I'm filming this in the middle of my workday. I'm on my lunch right now, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to actually get this up on YouTube, because it's really difficult to upload things where I'm at. I have to go to another location where there's actually really fast Wi-Fi that I can upload this at. So I may not get this uploaded until later today, but just want to get this out there. All right, shalom.